What is going on, guys? It's your old pal, CHH. We are back in the horror lair. Don't worry, it's never going anywhere. I spend hours in here a day. Horror is always going to be the biggest thing in my life. But, you know, every now and again, it's okay to take a little bit of a break and watch something else. But I've been busy. So we've got two brand new 4K UHD reviews today to talk about. We've got Night of the Blood Monster, which is the return of Blue Underground on 4K. And we've also got The Possessor, or I want to call it The Possessor. Possessor from Second Sight. We're going to talk about both of these, what they offer, and which one, if you're kind of on the fence on getting something new, you know, money's tight, you can't get everything. Let's kind of break these down, talk about what the movies are like and what may fit you better. Let's start with Possessor. So Possessor comes from Second Sight Films, and this is from the kid of David Cronenberg. What's the kid's name? Brandon Cronenberg. Now, Possessor, I believe, was one of those movies that was right as the pandemic was happening. So I don't know if this movie went to theaters or not. I just remember getting it on DVD of all formats, because at the time, DVD was the only format that I could find it at the store. It wasn't a movie that I ordered online or anything, and I remember digging it. Now, I should say this, and I don't know if this is a bad thing, I don't know if it's a good thing, or if it's just everybody has their time in the sun, or maybe you'll completely disagree with me on this. So, when it comes to latter-day David Cronenberg films and Brandon Cronenberg films, I kind of compare two of the last ones I've seen together. Crimes of the Future was the last David Cronenberg film I watched, and Possessor is the latest. I don't know if he's had anything else come out since then, but Possessor, I think he probably has, but Possessor is the biggest and newest Brandon Cronenberg film I've seen. I like Crimes of the Future. It took me a couple watches. I've seen it 3 times to kind of really start to acclimate myself with the movie and start to appreciate the visuals and kind of let go of trying to break everything down and understand it, which is something I had to do with David Lynch films as well. But between the two, I gotta say, I kind of like the style that Brandon has going on right now. And Possessor, I actually think, is a really good movie. It's like a way more bloody, intense version of a movie, kind of in the vein of like Upgrade. Upgrade is a movie like I would double feature Possessor and Upgrade together. I think that'd be a really cool double feature. They're not the same movie, but they feel like they're cut from the same cloth a little bit. So Possessor was a movie that got, you know, pretty good reviews. The horror fans seemed to really like it, and so I was excited at the prospect of getting a nice release for it. And this is the release itself. So I'll keep the review on the movie spoiler-free. Let me read you the synopsis, and I'll tell you about something with this movie. An elite corporate assassin takes control of other people's bodies using brain implant technology to execute high-profile targets. With each hit comes a stronger lust for blood, throwing the whole operation into jeopardy. The opening scene of Possessor is so freaking intense. And the way that one of the guys gets stabbed in the opening, it hurts to watch. And then the scene where you see the implant going into to the stem of this girl's brain. Ugh! It's painful. It's fairly linear too, so I understand everything that's going on with Possessor. Maybe in time he'll get as weird as his dad, but I also feel like David didn't really start getting unlinear until about 95. Like, he just started getting weirder and weirder and weirder. So that's neither here or there, but let's talk about this release with Possessor. So this is the Second Sight release. Really dig the artwork. We're going to talk about the limited edition contents in a second, but cool artwork for that. I like that. Let's see what's on the inside. We've got this really cool book, and I gotta say, that artwork right there is great. Gotta do the sniff test. Arrow has the best smelling books, but you know, with these books comes, you know, all the magic. A lot of great write-ups in here, and I actually like flipping through these, and I see pictures in here sometimes of stuff that I don't remember from the movie. So the books are actually cool. Really cool behind-the-scenes shots. So you get your booklet. Of course, you get your... let me pull this out. I don't mind if they would do away with these to cut down on the price a little bit, but I guess people like them. You get your cards from Possessor. You know, that sort of thing. So you get those, and then, of course, you get your movies. Now, you get the movies on Blu-ray and 4K. And I'm pretty sure, let me just look at this really quick. Yes, okay, so this is the best thing about Second Sight. If you listen to me talk about my review for what was it? Green Room, same thing. This is literally the best, and this is why I say Second Sight is fighting for everyone's money, not just those local to this region. They are putting all the special features on both discs. Why are they doing that, you might ask? It's very simple why. It's calculated. I know why they're doing it. First of all, they can, because Blu-ray and 4K discs hold a lot of storage, especially 4K disc. The highest level of 4K disc can hold a ton of memory on it. Number two, because they know 4K is region-free. So if they want to get the American customer, they want to put everything, making sure everything's available for you. So if you're region-free, you can watch everything that comes with this. Every drop of special features, all of it, guys. It's, to quote the great Willy Wonka, it's all there, black and white, crystal clear. It's right there. That's why they're doing this. So, kudos. They're the best company right now, Second Sight. Maybe it's still Arrow, but if it's not Arrow, I'd give it to Second Sight. So this is a great release. Now, we're going to look at the back and talk about the special features, then we'll come right back. Dual format edition, including both UHD and Blu-ray with main features and bonus features on both discs. It's UHD presented in Dolby Vision HDR approved by Brandon himself and cinematographer Karim Hussein. New audio commentary with Brandon, producer Rob Cotterill, Karim Hussein, and special effects artist Dan Martin. The Unfamiliar Life, a new interview with Brandon Cronenberg. Inside the Machine, a new interview with Karim Hussein. Feel the Real, a new interview with Rob Cotterill. Dissociating from Mind and Body, Zorro Smith on Possessor, camera test footage, FX Show and Tell with Dan Martin, Archive Featurette, A Heightened World, A Look at Possessor, Archive Featurette, Identity Crisis, Bringing Possessor to Life, Archival Featurette, The Joy of Practical, The Effects of Possessor, which it was very nice seeing some really great practical effects in this movie. It really was. The Effects of Possessor, I already said that, sorry. Deleted scenes, short film, please speak continuously and describe your experience as they come to you, and trailer. And we did look at the special bonus contents already, so great job, great new interviews. You get your bang for your buck with these releases. That is undeniable. So there it is, guys. A stellar release. The 4K, we'll talk about the picture quality now. The 4K looked great. I have no complaints with the picture quality, especially for me coming from DVD. So I thought the picture quality was stellar. I'd give it a 8.5, 9 out of 10 for that. Audio was sensational as well. Everything sounded great. I am upgrading my audio to be able to do Dolby audio and all that soon. So stick with me on that. I'll be able to give even more proper audio reviews because I do think that's just as important as the picture quality, because audio is such a big way to experience a movie, especially, you know, at home. So I'd give this release a solid 9 out of 10. Just a fantastic job from Second Sight. Very, very well done. So there's that, guys. Now we're going to move over to Blue Underground's return with Night of the Blood Monster. So I'm so happy to see Blue Underground coming back with 4K releases. It feels like it's been a long time. I'm going to take a sip of this Coke if you guys don't mind. Very happy to see these guys come back. You know, Blue Underground, they have Bill Lustig behind the wheel of this company, and Bill Lustig is a restoration person. He loves home video. He worked with Anchor Bay. I think I don't know if he bought Anchor Bay, but he was definitely running it for a long period of time once he got involved. And he is a physical media advocate, making physical media for physical media fans. So we're in good hands whenever Blue Underground comes out with stuff, and I'm so happy to see them come back. This is a Jess Franco film. Jess Franco films, to me, feel like Sleazy Hammer, and I think that is a huge compliment. So here we go. Great cover art. Christopher Lee is in this, and here's the back. Again, we'll talk about the special features in a second. So what is Night of the Blood Monster? It's like a Salem Witch Trial-esque type of movie, but it's all it really dives into the corruption of the judging system during this time. And Christopher Lee is great as the judge. He condemns these poor girls that are they're innocent, but they claim that they're witches, so then they put some into prisons. There's a lot of skin in this movie, and it was the 70s, so it's very hairy if you pick up what I'm putting down. But a great movie. Like, I love going back and watching these types of movies. Even though this came out post Night of the Living Dead, it feels pre-Night of the Living Dead. It feels like that early 50s and 60s Hammer style. So, you know, with movies like this, once a month, I love to go back and watch something old school classic. And a Jess Franco title is going to satisfy a lot of the 80s horror fans, if you know what I mean. So, and this is also known as the Bloody Judge, by the way, Night of the Blood, if that doesn't ring a bell. Night of the Blood Monster, a.k.a. the Bloody Judge. Christopher Lee is one of those actors, like, this isn't a negative, but it's something I've noticed with Hammer and even the Golden Era movies. A lot of times the stars of the movies, like Marlon Brando is a perfect example of this, even though I don't know if he was a big horror movie guy, Brando, but my point is, we'll use Christopher Lee as an example. A lot of times the stars of the movies, it's like they got how to act for movies. They knew how subtlety works a lot better than the overarching that you would see of like live play style acting. And I feel like a lot of times back in, the Hammer and Golden Era stuff, a lot of the actors were play acting, like play stage acting. But some guys just always had it, and they stand out in the movie. So this is a case where Christopher Lee just is sensational. He knew how to be subtle, and it worked so well. So huge fan of Christopher Lee, always will be. But this movie's really good. Like I said, it's very sleazy, a lot of skin, very hairy, but it's one of those movies that I think everybody needs to experience some Jess Franco stuff, because great filmmaker, just a great filmmaker, and this is a great one to dive into. I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment at Night of the Blood Monster, and it's just so great to see Blue Underground back with 4Ks. So, we got our slipcover right there. They did a great job on that, and let's see if you could reverse the art. I don't even know. I didn't even check. Christopher Lee and the Bloody Judge, a film by Jess Franco. It comes on Blu-ray and 4K discs, and I think this is region A. I'm not sure. Never mind. I'm wrong. Completely wrong. All regions. Region free. So if you're watching this from across the pond, wherever you're at, completely region free. Picture quality was absolutely sensational. I think people may be a little nervous when they think about movies like this, early 70s, 60s, and things like that. Maybe you haven't bought a whole lot of high-def stuff from that time. They look immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. So super happy with the picture quality of this. To be honest with you, this picture quality is a lot more astounding than this one. So if you're a picture quality person, you want to experience the highest of definition and the greatest of restorations, Blue Underground will always be one of the kings of this. Lustig is one of the best at doing this. So great release. We're going to look at the special features right now and see what we have, and then we'll come back, guys. All right, we have an audio commentary with film historians Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson. We've seen Nathaniel Thompson a lot, and honestly, some of the commentaries I've listened to him with, he is a really knowledgeable dude, so I got to give it to him. We have another audio commentary with Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw, and another audio commentary with David Flint and Adrian Smith. Now, on Disc 2, which was going to have the bulk of everything, we have those audio commentaries I just talked about. Then we have Bloody Jess, interviews with director Jess Franco and star Christopher Lee. Judgment Day, interview with Stephen Thrower, author of Murderous Passions, the delirious cinema of Jess Franco. And I love that. I love stuff about Jess Franco. He is an icon, in my opinion. He just absolutely is. In the Shadows, interview with filmmaker Alan Birkinshaw and author Stephen Thrower on Harry Allen Towers, deleted and alternate scenes, trailer and TV spots, and still galleries. And in terms of the audio, it comes with English 1.0 DTS HD, which, for a soundbar guy, for now, like I said, I'm going to upgrade soon, could not complain. I thought it sounded great. With soundbars, I kind of like a little bit of compression, if I'm being honest. Like, I kind of like everything to sound perfectly even. Once you get a better system, that's where I think the fluctuation of the sounds and then the volume of the voices can go up and down, but everything is still very audible and clear. But on stuff like this, I thought that 1.0 DTS was perfect. Absolutely loved it. Plus, these were older films, so I'm assuming the audio levels were fairly limited. So there you have it, guys. I'm going to give Night of the Blood Monster, again, a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10 for this release. Great picture quality. Great Jess Franco film. You need to experience at least a couple Jess Franco films. I'm telling you, he is forward-thinking. I think he knew what the fans of the 80s and stuff were going to love, so definitely check this out, guys. So here are two brand new 4K reviews of Possessor and Night of the Blood Monster. Great releases, guys. Hopefully this video kind of helps you out on figuring out what you might be into. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'd be happy to try to answer them. This is your good old pal, CHH. Thanks for watching, and keep collecting physical media. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon. for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.